on this computer. Okay, today's topic is the brain and sleep. Why is sleep connected to the brain? Because our brain is being regenerated during our sleep. Okay, so page 168 is the lecture notes. These three bulleted items are research findings about the brain and the exercise relationship. So they found through research that exercise improves brain function. Brain is the most precious organ of our body because it regulates the other physiological and psychological functions in our body, okay? So they found out, that's why, Machen, this is coming for you because you mentioned that as you age, your performance physically and cognitively will decline. And that was one of the myths that I showed you because it was a myth. It wasn't a fact. That as you age, your cognitive performance will decline. But they found out that physically active individuals experience less of a cognitive decline as they age, okay? So if you stay active, your physical performance will not decline as much as a sedentary individual, okay? And that is also true for your cognitive decline. Brain health is boosted through exercise. So they found, again, this is through research, guys. These are important research findings. Thinking, reasoning, remembering, imaging, or learning functioning has been found to be boosted through exercise. And here is the critical information for you to remember. What type of exercise improves the brain function the most? Aerobic or resistance training? What they found is aerobic training boosts the brain function better, okay? Because of the oxygen being pumped through the entire body more than during resistance training. So the aerobic exercise induces the formation of new blood vessel in the brain during childhood and adulthood, and improves brain circulation for better oxygen and nutrient delivery. Any questions for research findings about brain function? Okay, remember this. Aerobic training or aerobic exercise induces new blood vessels, okay? Therefore, boosts brain function better. So these are very fun topics to cover. 10 fascinating facts about brain, okay? Some of them it is highly likely that some of them you will be hearing for the first time. The brain is 75% water. I think that is very interesting. Okay, 75% of your brain is water. And we experience on average 70,000 thoughts a day. We blink about 20,000 times a day, and our brain kicks in to keep things illuminated so the world doesn't go dark. And this is also very interesting, I find. Our brain generates between 10 and 23 watts of power. This is enough energy to power a light bulb. You can't tickle yourself because your brain can distinguish between unexpected touch and your own touch. Experiencing excessive stress can alter brain cells, structure, and function. That's why excessive stress is not good, and we covered that in the previous chapter. That's why you gotta work on your stress management skills. This is important, okay? Very important. Number 7. Our brain uses 20% of the total oxygen of the body at rest. What is this telling you?
That means that we need rest.
Yes, and you need nutrients, okay? You need food. You need that oxygen, okay? And you need that oxygen to be delivered to your brain. You need that energy delivered to your brain. 20% of all that oxygen that is circulating through your body is being used by your brain. That's why this is at rest. And think about when you study for an exam, that's even more than 20%. And the nutrients that your brain uses, the energy, the food, of course, it has to be quality food, not just sugar, okay? Will increase when you study. This is just at rest. When they've looked at, I think, I can't remember off the top of my head, but 500 calories go to just your brain when an hour or two when you study for an exam. That's a lot. Anyway, so that's another fascinating fact. 8, you continue to make new neurons. Neurons are brain cells, okay, throughout life. Okay, it never stops. So some people think that you are born with a certain amount of brain cells, okay, and then it's it. That's not the case. Fat cells, however, you born with a number of fat cells and that's it. You don't add to it. But you continue to make new neurons, brain cells throughout life, as long as, but there is a condition for it, there's a catch for it, as long as you use your brain in mental activities. That's why it is very important to keep your brain active. Okay? How can you keep your brain active? Many ways. You can read, you can solve puzzles. You know, if you are not in the workforce anymore, if you are retired, you can keep your brain active still if you want to. There are about 100,000 blood vessels in the brain. The average brain weighs about 3 pounds. There's a typo there. Has approximately 100 billion neurons, approximately 100 billion brain cells in your brain. So you got to keep it protected. You got to keep it fed with oxygen and nutrients. And brain loves good carbohydrates and good fats. Okay, so you have to eat, of course, your arteries and your heart also likes those. So you just have to rely on a good diet for your brain and your heart. Any questions for the brain? So when we look at the sleep is when you regenerate in your body overall, as well as your brain and your memories too. So your brain sorts out what you just learned during your sleep. Also, your muscles regenerate. You just worked out to build new muscle tissue, and during your sleep, your body will make up the new tissue, okay? So your skin will be regenerated, your muscles, your bones, everything will be regenerated. So sleep is a major recovery tool for you. If you are ill, sleep is going to be your major tool, more than your medicines, to heal, okay? So 3 major functions of sleep. 1, it serves as the energy restoration. Definitely, no question, recharging period. 2, it affords bodily protection at night when sensory capacities are down-regulated. So your sensory capacities are not there, okay, when you are asleep, but your body is still protected through sleep. And 3, sleep affords the brain need time to consolidated important experiences and memories for learning. Okay, when you take a test, when you are to take a test, you might as well study and sleep before the test so that whatever you studied for is going to be downloaded or stored in your brain during your sleep. That's also a research finding. Sleep hygiene tips. So how can we make our sleep better? First, number of hours, 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night, okay, as an adult. We need at least. So chronic sleep debt is defined as sleeping 4 to 7 hours a night. If you keep repeating this pattern, that is called a chronic debt, sleep debt. When continuous, it induces diabetes, depression, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, memory loss, accidents. So it's very important. Limit naps to 30 minutes a day and try to nap earlier in the day rather than later, because when you take your naps in the afternoon, it's going to disrupt your night sleep. Avoid eating food in bed. That is important. And also, taking your work to your bed is not recommended. Paperwork. Create a sleep-friendly bedroom, comfortable, dark, cool, and noise-free. So we don't want a TV in the bedroom. All the doctors will tell you this. And as human beings, we try to close our ears to that recommendation. Most people keep a TV in their bedroom or a laptop or a tablet so they can watch noise creating, stress inducing news, for example, in their bedroom when they're about to sleep, and bring all that stress into their sleep. That's not a good idea, okay? Attempt to deal with stressful issues during the day, not before sleep. Drink fewer fluids during dinner so that you don't have to wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. Do not smoke or use any products with nicotine or caffeine before bed because they're stimulants. They're going to keep you awake instead of winding you down for rest. Okay, so these are just recommendations. You can find your own tips, just like you can do the same thing for stress management. Any questions for this? Yes, common sense, but do we follow them? Not really. We should learn our brain. I listened to this from a neurologist, actually, and he was saying that brain can also learn patterns. If you teach your brain a pattern, sleep pattern, before going to bed, doing the same things every night, putting your pajamas on, brushing your teeth during the same time, and grabbing your water by your bedside or whatever, grabbing a book, reading it, winding down, saying your prayer, whatever you want to do, keeping the same pattern every night, it's gonna learn that, okay, this body is ready for sleep. I might as well shut everything down and get this body ready for sleep. So he was recommending that as a neurologist, as a brain doctor. So there must be some value in it, right? That's all I'm gonna teach you guys. If you don't have any questions, I'm gonna stop recording.